Hi folks. Well, the United States government is at it again. That's what they're doing, kids. They're at it again. In many of my videos, I tried to illustrate to you how environmentalists nowadays are nothing but anti-capitalists. I also tried to illustrate to you how this government in Washington, D.C. has been bloated and gotten out of hand, that they no longer respect the Constitution of these here United States of America. Case in point, an article that appeared in the Dallas Morning News. Basically, the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency in Washington, D.C., is telling the states, you need to lower your gas house emissions by January 2nd, 2011. Well, the state of Texas is telling them, get lost, will you? It's the only state out of 49 states to tell the federal government in reference to this to get lost. To which I have to say, yee-haw! Yeehaw! Let me tell you what's going on here. What's happening here is when the manufacturing outlets throughout the country have to decrease their greenhouse gases, a few things take place here. That means the cost of manufacturing increases. Now what happens when the cost of manufacturing increases? The price of the product increases. Meaning then, those countries which do not have to suffer under the burdens and regulations of the EPA who produce the same product, sell it in this country at a lower price, competing against the manufacturing base in this country. So the manufacturing So the manufacturing base in this country disappears because it cannot compete price-wise with overseas manufacturers. Here we go again with the environmentalists being anti-capitalist. That's what this is about. So now the manufacturer here in the United States says, well, if I raise the price to compensate for this, I'm going to lose business. So I'll take my manufacturing and I'll put it overseas. I don't have to adhere to these rules, and I could sell it in the United States at a lower price. So it's your government, the Obama regime, the EPA, the environmentalists, which is causing these jobs to go overseas. It's basically the environmentalists which are hurting this country. They get away with this through the EPA, through a bastardization of the Constitution, something called the Interstate Commerce Clause. Let me explain to you about that Interstate Commerce Clause. The Interstate Commerce Clause was inserted into the Constitution to promote interstate commerce, not to interfere with interstate commerce. Every regulation that's come out of Washington in the last 30 years, well, not every, but most, has done nothing but hinder business in this country, which is unconstitutional. Let me tell you something, folks. When the Constitution was written, prior to that, the government was the law of the land was the Articles of Confederation. And each state set up barriers against the other state from transporting manufactured goods over the state lines. It was interfering with commerce between the states. When they wrote the Constitution, they inserted the Interstate Commerce Clause for a number of reasons, predominantly to effect interstate commerce between the states, to break down the barriers. The government nowadays is resurrecting those barriers, not between the states, but between you, me, the manufacturer, and the overseas operations. This government is too big. It needs to be whittled back to size, back to the spirit of the Constitution as it was originally founded with its amendments. That's what we need to do, kids. Just remember, if you forget everything else I mumbled in this video, remember this. Environmentalists are anti-capitalists. That's basically what they are. When communism fell, they ran to the environmental movement. Alright, folks. We'll see you. God bless you. God bless America. And God bless the nation you happen to be in. See ya.